Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Preet. I am really sorry that I haven't posted a video recently because of some family issues. I had to be away. But I'm back and today I'm going to be talking about the expenses that you guys have to pay or have when you come here as students, the first month especially. So let's just get started. I have lived mostly in Winnipeg, so my estimates and everything are mostly relatable to those coming to Winnipeg. Winnipeg, the cost of living is less in comparison to other bigger cities in Canada. So the cost of living here and the prices and the expenses that I'm going to be telling today are going to be less than other cities. So please do bear that in mind that I'm speaking for people coming to Winnipeg. I also have lived in Toronto, so I will also let you know of the prices that I'm aware of and everything. So let's just jump right into the video. So the most important thing when you come to Canada is your living situation. After what has happened recently in Brampton, I highly recommend you guys go to a campus living, like on campus living, or get people here. There's homestay opportunities here who take care of you. You pay them rent and they give you food and everything, and they usually are not brown people, they're usually white people. And try to live with them as well because our community doesn't really want to deal with international students as much as I know. So I'm not bashing anybody or I'm not coming after anybody, is just something that I think is happening. So I thought I should let you guys know. Um, the homestay is a little expensive, but it is worth it because if you think about it, they give you meals twice or thrice a day. They take you out. So they basically treat you like like you are family to them. So it also helps you have connections here in Canada. When you come here, they treat you like a family member. So you know the culture. They teach you the culture and everything. So it is a really good thing if you can get accommodation with a homestay family. Usually, the website of the universities have information about homestay. So if that is something you're interested in, you should definitely check that out. But if you have managed accommodation or you're sharing apartment with somebody or you're getting a room rental, you can refer to a website called Kijiji and Craigslist, if you're in the Ontario region. In Manitoba or Winnipeg, nobody really uses Craigslist. I haven't personally used it in Winnipeg, but I do know of people who use Craigslist in Toronto. So the rent, when you come here, you just don't have to pay the rent. I'm pretty sure even in India or wherever you're coming from, you pay security deposit if you are renting a place. So it's the same here. You have to pay rent and security deposit. So usually in Winnipeg, is what I know of. So the first month you pay your rent and you pay half of the rent as security deposit. Security deposit is in case you damage the property or you don't pay your bills and you have to leave. That security deposit covers up for those expenses for the landlord, and it's like a safety for the landlord. So that is the first basic and the major expense is rent. Usually, if you want to rent a room near university or if you're getting a room on Kijiji, the rent varies anything between 400 to 500 to 600 even. It just depends on how much you're willing to spend and what kind of area you're living in. The accommodation closer to the universities are slightly expensive, but they're worth it because if you live really close to the university, you don't have to get the transit passes, which we will get to later. But if you are close to the university, you don't have to buy transit passes and stuff like that. So you do save money. It's easier for you to get to classes if you live closer to the university. So Yeah, as I said, if your accommodation is closer to university, it will be slightly expensive, but it is totally worth it. So as I said, it usually starts from 350 to 400 to 500 to 600, whatever you want to spend, you can get that, and then you have to pay half of whatever the rent is as security deposit in the first month when you come here. And then sometimes you get, actually, a lot of the times you get furnished rooms if you're renting a room out. Usually they are furnished, but if you're getting a room which is not furnished, another expense is getting basic furniture, which is a single bed, a dresser where you can keep all your clothes, a study table where you can study, and a chair. And that is the basic furniture that you need to get. So that is gonna cost you, again, depending on how much you're willing to spend, it can cost you anywhere between $500 to $1,000 if you're getting brand new. You can use Kijiji and Facebook even as well. Facebook even has a marketplace now where you can buy and sell used stuff. So if you want to get used stuff, it is going to be cheaper. If you want to buy brand new stuff, it's going to be slightly expensive. IKEA is really affordable for students. A lot of students go there for shopping. So as I said, it completely depends on how much you want to spend. So it's anywhere between 200, 300 to $1,000, whatever your budget is, you can get stuff here. There's also stuff for free on Kijiji, so you should have an eye for that as well. Sometimes you might need a microwave just because you might want to heat up food, you might want to make instant food and whatnot. So microwave is another expense that I think is important, is especially if you're renting a room and you have your separate groceries and stuff and you're on the go and you want to make instant noodles or whatever. Microwave is a lifesaver for situations like that, and it doesn't really cost much. You can get a microwave for $50. That's the cheapest one you can get at Walmart or Superstore, or you can get used microwaves as well. They're on Kijiji, Facebook, um I think, yeah, no, that's about it. That's about it. Another very important thing, if you are coming to Canada during the winters, clothing is really important. You don't want to fall sick because the medical is not free anymore. Before, even international students got free medical, but now it is not included. So if you come here and fall sick right away, you're gonna miss out on school, you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff. So clothing, with clothing, I don't mean like clothes, I mean jacket, the winter jacket. Even if you buy jackets from back home, where if it's not cold there, they're not gonna work here, trust me. I got stuff here that the army would wear and I still felt cold. I got leg warmers and stuff, but they were just not enough, especially in Winnipeg. It's called winter peg, and the temperatures drop to -47, -50 with a wind chill. So you need really good jackets, which you can get in Canada after you come here because they make it according to the requirement. So jacket and your muffler, your ear protections, and then your winter boots are very important because when it gets really really cold, there's black ice everywhere. People slip. I have slipped so many times and hurt my back. So winter boots are really really important, especially if you're coming here in the winter. You need to have winter boots. uh, After that, grocery is another expense which can vary depending on what you eat, how much you spend, how much you eat, what your diet is. It completely depends on your personal choice. If you have a very basic, like very basic diet and you don't want to spend a lot, you can get a month's worth of grocery for $200 to $250. But if you eat healthy, because vegetables and fruits are expensive, meat is cheaper here. If you eat healthy and you want to have a lot of fruits and vegetables in your diet, you can spend about 250 to 300 to $400, as I said, depending on what you eat, what your diet is. That is another thing. So yeah, that is your grocery. I personally, the next point is I was going to speak about your phone plan and your computer. I Me and a lot of people I know purchased their computers or laptops after they came to Canada because they are cheaper here in comparison to India or or that part of the world, like east southeast part of the world where we come from, we do pay a lot of taxes if you buy stuff from there. So here there's a lot of sales going on. If you come in the winter, there's Boxing Day sale, which is the day after Christmas. There's Black Friday, and there's back to school in September. So there are sales. So it is good. If you want to get a laptop, come here and get it, because you might get it for cheaper. That is one. So you can get a basic laptop from $350 to MacBooks and stuff. Again, on whatever what you use, what your preference is, it can go up to 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 even. So it's completely up to you how much you spend on electronics and stuff. And it's the same with the phone plan. If you have your own phone and you just want to get a SIM card and a plan, the minimum is it like a $15 or $20 prepaid SIM, if that's what you want to get, with the Chatter and Wind and other T-Mobile and stuff. If you get into a contract is basically you get the latest smartphone. You get it on a 2 year or 4 year contract, and you pay a monthly fee, which is your phone plan, which is about 40, 50, $60 depending on the features that you choose. So yeah, that's another expense. So the minimum for a phone plan is say $15, and the highest it can go to is about 60, $65. And then transit is another expense here, and it is really important for you to have transit, especially in the winters. It's really, really important. But in Winnipeg, if you go to universities and colleges, you pay the transit for 4 months once when you pay your fee. So for the whole semester, you pay, I think, $120 or $160, something like that. This will be on the university's website or the Winnipeg Transit website, or if you're going to Toronto, Toronto Transit Commission, TTC's website. So yeah, you can get those passes. But if you want to go for just paying coins, if you live really close to the university and you want to use the transit once in a while, it's, I think it's $2.75 per ride, and you get a transfer. When you pay that money in the bus, you put the coins in and they give you a transfer which is valid for 75 minutes. You can travel anywhere in Winnipeg for 75 minutes and use the transfer. And if you are going to Toronto, your student monthly pass is, I think, $120, and an adult pass, if you're not a student, is about $150. And with the rent as well, the rent is quite expensive in Toronto. You can get a good place. I'm talking about like a very decent place to live in a good locality, anywhere between 400 to $700, again depending on where you want to go. And the transit is also slightly expensive in Toronto. So, yeah, please do keep that in mind. The next thing is bills. By bills, I mean internet, hydro, which is your electricity and your heat, and then water bills. A lot of the times the landlords include that. If you're renting a room in a house and you're sharing it with other people, a lot of the times that expense is included in your rent. But if that expense is not included in your monthly rent, then you will have to pay for internet, hydro, and water, which, if you're sharing a house and you just rent a room, it could be between $30 to $40 every month for all of the expenses included for internet, hydro, and water. So that is another thing. Now, most important thing if you come as a student is your textbooks. Textbooks are really important for a lot of the courses. If you want to save money, you can get textbooks online. I know a lot of the people need textbook like physically, so a lot of us, that's what I did. I printed off the textbooks. I took out printouts and I used to use them, and it was cheaper. You can download. I'm not telling you to do it, but people do it from torrents and stuff. So because textbooks can get really expensive, but you do get used textbooks, even at U of M and University of Manitoba, University of Winnipeg, Red River colleges. They recycle books, so there are used textbooks that you can purchase from the university's bookstore as well. And then um, now, if you come here and you want to see the city, roam around, have fun on the weekends, and just live a normal life and like go out with friends, go to restaurants and stuff, you might need, say, $150 to $200 extra. Again, depending on what you want to do and where you want to go. So this is just an extra leisure money if you will. So $200, $100, just depending on what you want to do. And if you don't want to do it, it's completely fine, because your first semester year is so important for you. You're making new friends and you want to go out with them and you want to do stuff, you want to explore the city. So yeah, it might cost you a little bit extra. And as I said, it's completely up to you how much you want to spend on this, because it's an extra expense. And the other thing is, some people get cars, like they buy cars when they come here because it's just easier for them. They just don't want to use a transit and they have their car. So when you purchase the car, you have to pay insurance here. So the insurance, depending on the model and the make of your car, depends anywhere between $120 to $250. So it just depends on what kind of car you have. The newer your car is, the more your insurance is going to be, basically. So these are the things that I remember from on the top of my head. If there are any other things that I remember, I will make sure to just type them down in the description box. If you guys have any more requests for me to make videos on, please do let me know. And as I said, I am really, really sorry for not being able to come and post a video. I had a sick baby and I had to take care of him, and I felt sick as well. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, any queries, please do comment down in the comment section, and I will put down the information, any excess information. If I think of anything later on, I will just put that down in the description box. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.